There we go.
Gets me every time with all the Clares.
I hate having a double chin on that bloody intro, you know. I really
We'll have to get Sam to change
it.
Do you know what gets me? It's the little picture of Claire down the bottom. Yeah, it gets me every time.
Funny. But hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, the National League, and this week, unfortunately for you guys, the FA Cup. Sorry, I had to get that little dig in, even though we didn't qualify.
Oh, Charlotte, why do we have to be doing an FA Cup episode?
I know, I'm so sorry.
Can we just skip and just do league action? Can we just
can if we want. Should we just do a National League show?
That would be so... Oh, yeah. Literally.
Oh, funny. But first of all, Anne, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm better than I was anyway.
Oh,
yeah, a lot better. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks everyone for messaging as well who did and who put some nice comments on the two podcasts I was listening to. So cheers. But no, it's been a good week, hasn't it? Really good debut for the WSL podcast. Really enjoyed that last night. Thought Monday's pod was good, and you must be knackered, Shah, doing 3 in a row.
I actually feel sorry for everybody who's been tuning in this week because I've been on all 3 shows, so they need a well-deserved break. So I don't think I'm on Monday's podcast. So I feel sorry for everyone tuning in. But Matt, how are you as well?
I'm great. You know me.
Farley. Not Matt. Farley.
I'm just so happy my football team is 7th in League One with 21 to play. No one believed we'd be here. So, yeah, I'm over the moon, happy as always. Yeah, it's good to come back on. I haven't been on, I think, since the start of December. So, yeah, it's nice to get back on here and see all of you lovely people and, have a chat. It's going to be good.
Love it. And of course, it isn't just us here. We have everybody in the chat. So we've got Enz, who has put, let's go, have a great stream, guys. And he has also put, bless up the chat also. We have got Mr. Luke, one of our favourites. I'll read everyone. Can we pass on the midweek National League games, please? I have made sure I have got that one in as well.
Yeah.
I have made sure.
Cool, Mr. Luke went as well, didn't he? So that must have been a bloody hard ride up.
That is dedication. We have got our favourite person, Claire, bless her, who's poorly at the minute. She's put, hello, my favourites. Weird being on this side, but I'm poorly. Who is top of League Two? I don't know. Should we skip League Two, actually? Because Nick's not on, is he? Claire's not on, so
I was just thinking that. Didn't Stockport lose on the weekend? Oh, sorry, Claire. I didn't mean to throw that one in there. Saying that, I was having a look, actually, at that league. So I was having a look who's up the top, who's coming up. And when I saw Stockport had lost, I had a look at the table, and it's really tight.
Yeah,
you've got like games in hand, haven't you? Oh my God, Wrexham are there now. That's mad.
I'm loving all this interaction as well. There's a lot of love for you, Farley.
Is there?
A lot of love for you.
Farley.
They're all saying Farley.
With a H. Yeah, there goes Claire. Of course, she's inputted it.
If your name was Wilson, it wouldn't be as funny, would it?
I know.
I know. Could you imagine? Matt Wilson. It just doesn't go, does it?
Oh, I love it. But thank you to everyone in the chat as well. And I'm really sorry, guys, but it's the first up.
Oh,
it's FA Cup.
For God's sake.
I know. I'm so sorry, but Anne, any standout games for you before obviously we get onto Sunderland?
I'm not going to be horrible. I'm not going to mention Maidstone.
I'll let Farley do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we all like the big cup upsets, don't we? But not when it's one of our teams. So we'll leave that one well alone.
Yeah, this feels really weird because I was just saying to you guys, like, for the past 18 months, we've done the upsetting. It's like, how has this happened? We've gone from beating Villa to then winning in an unbelievable second round game at Port Vale where we scored a 96-minute, 120 minute. We can beat Maidstone. I don't know.
The only one I'm looking at, I look at the Coventry because I did mention a few weeks ago that I thought Coventry would turn in a corner. And the league form's really picked up. They're 3 points off the playoffs now. And obviously, I know with Oxford, Liam Manning's left and all that, and it hasn't really gone to plan. since he's gone and everything like that. But to score 6 goals in an FA Cup tie, 6-2. And I think when Oxford scored their first goal, they had like these pyros in the crowd and everything like that. And by the time the pyros had finished, Coventry had been down the other end. It was already 3-1. And Oxford didn't realise.
That is a really good win, though, isn't it? That is like
it's a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like I know, like Oxford they're 5th in our league in a minute. We're 3 points behind them, but they're a top side. Like I know Coventry are a good side. 6-2 though. God.
Yeah, it's a good result. Like 6-2. It's a bit of a hammering, isn't it? It's one of them ones where you're like, you want to watch all them goals, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
8 goals.
Definitely. In the chat as well, we actually have Johnny, who's a Sheffield United fan, and he has asked, do you think that Sheffield United result will change their season?
It depends in what we change the season. Are they going to stay up? No. The too far behind now. I honestly think Luton are the only team in that bottom 3 for me who's got a chance of staying up. Burnley have got to have a really good transfer window. And I just don't see it with Sheffield United. They haven't spent enough money. They can't spend any money. Bringing Chris Wilder in, it has steadied them, but you haven't seen that manager bounce off them, have you? They've drawn a couple of games. And it might have beat Wolves or something, but nah. I mean, you expect Sheffield United to go and beat Gillingham. I don't mean to be horrible to Gillingham, but at least Sheffield United probably got to experience, the hell on earth that is that away stand.
It's a nightmare.
But Gillingham, even in themselves, since the new managers took over and everything like that, Stephen Clements, they haven't kicked on. So I would probably expect a Premier League team to comfortably beat a League Two side. No offence to any League Two sides, but nah, I just think they'll go down. I mean, I'm sorry.
It made me laugh just that. I don't know if it was just your accent, but how brutal it sounded when you went, no.
Oh, no. Sorry. I know.
Really
It's like there's a W at the end. Noah. Yeah, no, N-O-W-A.
Oh, funny. Before we obviously touch on your teams as well, Matt, is there any standout ones for you, or do you just want to get on with the Stevenage?
Yeah. I'll do anything to not speak about that for an extra few minutes.
But a pick for 0-0 at the top.
Do you know what? No, do you know what? For me, it would actually have to be the team that we lost to, I think. Maidstone, I think, when I look at those results, compared where we are in League One to them, I'd probably say that. But I think if I'm choosing around that, I think I would probably say, I'd probably go with Ant and say probably 6-2 for Coventry, because Oxford are a top side. They're 5th in our league, and I know Coventry are in the Championship, but 6-2's, they're putting 6 goals there. It's quite a lot. So when I'm looking at the results, I mean, the only other high scoring one's Blackburn, but Cambridge aren't the best of sides. So, but no, Oxford are top side. So no, I'd probably go Coventry's game as well to score 6 against Oxford. Yeah, probably that for me.
Right, and now the time has come. I'll let you both choose amongst yourselves which one wants to go first.
Do you want to go first, Dan?
Are you going to rock, paper, scissors?
I'm quite happy to go first because it was the you know what that was? It was just the end of a really shit week. If you were a Sunderland fan, like the result for me was a moot point after what was happening. Like, us filling the ground, giving them 6,000 fans to begin with, and then, giving them the Black Cats bar and then decking the Black Cats bar out lovely for, with, anti-Sunderland, anti-Sunderland signs on and pro-Newcastle signs, this, that and the other. I really hope someone does get sacked for that. I've got to be totally honest. I'm glad I wasn't on this time last week because I was furious last week when I found out. Look, obviously they took it down, everything like that. And even going on to the game, I thought our fans, because I didn't go because obviously I was still ill. I was still poorly with COVID. So I watched it on the telly. But I thought our fans were absolutely magnificent. For 90 minutes, we're getting beat 3-0 off our closest rivals. We're still there in the 90th minute. I remember going to a Newcastle game when we beat them 3-0. There was hardly anybody there apart from the Sunderland fans at St James's Park. I thought it was pretty much typically what I was expecting to happen, that we needed to score first and we didn't. Conceded a daft one goal, they scored, and they just literally just seen it out. And, at the end of the day, they're a good Premier League side. I know they're going through a bit of a bad run at the minute, but this is a team who have been playing Champions League football, less than a month ago. You know, we're a team freshly, you can say it, freshly out of League One. So what you were expecting, probably you were expecting maybe 2 or 3 nils. As long as we don't get spanked, and I don't think we did. So I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't really have a goal. And I was disappointed with some of the goals. You know, which one, Johnny? Is that the one on Isaac? Because I didn't think it was. I thought it was brilliant defending. But I was a little bit disappointed we didn't really have a goal. And we conceded, you know, an own goal, a mistake at the back through a Pierre Epouard, and then a penalty. You know, I wouldn't have minded if they'd scored, you know, 2 25-yarders or whatever, which they're capable of doing. I would have been, yeah, fair enough. You know what I mean? But it's just a little bit like that. We kind of just that was probably our worst performance of the season, I think. And we kept it for Newcastle, which is a little bit of a shame. But I think, you know, as Matt just said when we were off air there about what Steve Evans just said about Stevenage, if we win on Saturday, we got Ipswich on Saturday. If we win on Saturday, it's forgotten about, isn't it? It's a cup game. We're done. You know what I mean? It wasn't really, you know, the pain of losing a derby wasn't really all out there because we're in different leagues. So it's not really like one of them ones. If it had been both teams in the same division, you know, the bragging rights, this, that, and the other, I didn't feel anything after the game. Normally, when we've lost a derby, I mean, I can't remember how long it was since we last lost one, so I didn't know what to feel. But I just didn't feel anything. Yeah, I was just like, we didn't play very well. They were all right. Off we go. I really didn't feel as sad as what I thought, as angry as what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, have you seen that comment?
Yeah.
Oh. What are you thinking about weekend, then, Ant? You confident?
I'd be more confident if we were at home, because our home form's really good and our away form's not as good. So it's on the telly as well, and every time we're on the telly, we're always shite. So I would probably Ipswich have them winning 6. We're actually in better form. It'll all depend on who gets the first goal. If we score first, I fancy us, but if they score first, get on top, I think it might be a difficult game. But it's a game really when we can't really afford to lose with the amount of teams that are like really, you know, catching us up a little bit in the playoff run. So it'll be a good game, but I wouldn't be shocked in any result, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me where you just go there and turn them over, win like 2 or 3-0. That would be Sunderland, but we'll see what happens. We've still got a few injuries. Obviously, Patrick Roberts is out for another month. Dennis Sturton's out for the season. Now Huggins out for the season. So we need some players in, man. We need a left back and we need a striker. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, be a good game.
You need to win as well because Claire's getting a bit cocky, isn't she, in the chat with her talk?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Claire picking Durham yesterday, even though she didn't know anything about women.
I know.
Really took the cake. But never mind.
Oh, funny. Definitely got she definitely likes poking the bear, doesn't she, when it comes to winding you up, Anna?
She certainly does. I don't know what I've done to upset her, but yeah, she just seems to be anti everything I'm for.
I think it was spelling a name wrong.
Probably.
Spelling a name wrong, I think. It's all stemmed from there.
You know what it is as well, and I've kept this quiet, but I've got, you know, relatives who live in Mansfield and never once went, I want Mansfield to win League 2, but now, come on, you fucking stags.
I think with this comment as well, she meant Shah with her wooden spoon stirring the pot.
Yeah, bless her.
Yeah.
Bless her.
Bless her. We love you, Claire, really. Farley, is it your turn? Do you want to talk Stevenage?
Oh, God. Yeah, because I love this team so much and I love my club. I'm doing heartbeat. Look, you've got to have the good and the bad. Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's quite weird because, again, for the last 18 months, we've done a lot of the upsets. So to be on the other end of the stick, and I think it wasn't the fact that we'd lost to Maidstone. I think it was the fact that I never really thought that this Stevenage team would lose to a side like that. I think that's the more hurtful thing. Like this team are so good. And again, they're the upset kind of players in the cups, if it is. So, yeah, it's just a bit weird losing the game. But, yeah, look, it was a typical FA Cup tie, really. I mean, we knew that going there, it was a 3G pitch. It was different. We had to get used to that. The lads trained, actually, literally at the stadium. I live right near here, Ware's ground, Ware FC. I used to play there. Trained on a 3G pitch the day before. And it just made the game a leveller. You could see very early on that we were... that the passing and the range on the pitch, it just wasn't right. And although in the second half we should have really won the tie, we've hit the bar, we've hit the post, we've missed a one-on-one. Kane Emmons has had one of the worst misses I've seen in a game of football. But look, it's the FA Cup, and that's what makes the competition so great, especially when you're playing away, against a side in the division they're in, on the pitch they've got. Anything can happen, and do you know what? It is a shock, and it is. I would say it's a shock. But when I was thinking about it the other day, do you know what? These shocks happen every year, and it's got to the point now where I don't look upon it as a massive shock anymore, because the amount of times you'll see a side in the National League or the National League North, National League South, who beat a League Two, League One side. It happens every year, and although it was disappointing to lose the game and obviously go out the cup. Yeah, it's one of those things. I think for us, very oddly, and look, it'd be great to go through. I was saying to Taps the other day, look, like this season for us is all about, first of all, staying in League One and setting up League One football for our team and our club the next few years. But it just so happens that we've incredibly got a chance to compete for the playoffs, which is unimaginable with 21 games to play. So as great as the cup have been, I think actually in the long run, it's not a bad thing that we've gone out, to be honest with you. It's not like we're sitting here and we haven't had a cup run for a few years. We beat Villa last year. We had a run last year. We had all that. Second, I mean, I'm not being funny. We had some great moments this year. We scored in the 100th minute in the first round to win. The second round we played in a replay, and that was an unbelievable night at Port Vale. So it's not like we haven't had our moments in the competition. So you know what? I think it's vitally important for us to concentrate on League One. It means that we're not going to be playing in these other silly matches and getting players injured, which could, halt us like it nearly did last year. Yeah. So I think for us, it's actually, in the long run, a good thing we've gone out and we can concentrate on League One and really put all of our effort, put all of our focus into that, because I really believe there's an opportunity here to make the playoffs in League One, because the division's not as strong as it's been for the last couple of years. So as gutting as it is to go out, and as painful as it was to watch Match of the Day, and it was painful, actually, I was deep down, I was actually quite happy that we can concentrate on League One. I actually think, listening to Steve today, it's been a bit of a blessing, because it sounds like it's really kind of rejuvenated the group. Yeah. They've now lost their last two games. We lost at Portsmouth on New Year's Day, which we didn't deserve to lose that day. We deserved a point and played well. But they've lost two games now. And actually, sometimes, you keep winning games, you get a bit complacent, you can get stuck in the mud a little bit. So I think now, actually, it will kind of just refocus the group a little bit more. And I mean, I think this game at Shrewsbury this Saturday away, massive just to get a win for the team. Yeah. But I think we'll see a really big response for the next couple of months. And as Steve said today, if we're in touching distance of the playoffs at end of Feb, we've got an unreal chance. So I'm happy about that. And also, lastly, and I'm not just trying to be extra positive here, I'm also over the moon we've gone out, because me and the lads, when Stevenage play, you're going to laugh, when our Stevenage play away at Wigan in 2 weeks, we had the Liverpool weekender booked, right? And we were all sitting around going, oh, we're not going to get it because we might be playing in the FA Cup fourth round that day. But now we get to go and do the Liverpool weekender and enjoy a couple of nights to see us play at Wigan. So deep down, we all got back in the car. We all looked at each other and went, just lost the Maidstone. But hang on a sec. Liverpool's back on. So we were, deep down, we were happy.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll end up winning at Wigan and it'll all be, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, look, obviously, look, I never want to see this Stevenage team lose. The best team we've ever had at the club. I never want to see them lose. But, yeah, look, it means we can focus on League One. And I'm not being funny. Ipswich away would have been a great tie, but it's not the greatest. So,
at least you've got Liverpool away, Liverpool weekender, Wigan away. We've got Stoke City at home.
Oh, that is
such a boring game.
Just going to the chat, Shawnee, who's our Northampton fan, he has actually put championship party for us, Matt.
Oh, why not? You've got a dream. God, it's just absurd that we've been talking about this. Honestly, it is. I remember at the start of the season just being like, like it felt a dream that we were playing League One football. And then all of a sudden, fast forward 6 months, and we're sitting here even contemplating competing for the promotion to championships. Unreal. But yeah, why not? Why not?
I love that. There's a lot of Greg's and Steve Evans jokes as well in the chat. Obviously.
I've heard these all. Does Steve even ask the coach driver? Greg's Lord. Yeah, but the thing is, Steve might not like Greg's. He might like another, chain of food. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, other fast foods are available for Steve Evans, let's be fair.
Well, yeah, he probably does all of them. Like,
all of the fast foods.
Yeah, all of them. To be
apart from Subways, I don't think he tried.
You never know. He might not be a Greg. So he might be more of a Simmons type of man. I don't know what his choice of bakers is. To be fair,
Claire has put, I'm going to Farley's birthday party and bringing him a load.
Oh God, Claire! By the way, everyone is invited. By the way, everyone can come to in May, the Farley birthday party. The invitation is open.
And obviously, I know it's not a Premier League podcast, but Johnny does have a question. He has put, do you think there should be no VAR in the FA Cup after the red card for Everton? Which I think was a disgrace, to be fair. I don't think Calvert-Lewin.
It's been overturned, hasn't it? It has been overturned.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
To be fair, it needed to be because it was absolutely ridiculous. But what I can't get about VAR in the FA Cup is obviously they have it at all Premier League grounds, don't, because they can't put it in Championship, League 1, League 2. But it kind of devalues the game. Like, say if there was say in the Maidstone Stevenage game, obviously I've only seen the goal and everything like that. But what happens if there's if Matt's coming away from that thinking, well, we should have had a penalty there, or we should have had this, or we got a goal disallowed, or whatever, which would have went to VAR. But then it's all right for Crystal Palace and Everton to have that red card offence. It's the same competition, so you either have it at every ground, and I know it might be difficult at having it, obviously, the likes of Maidstone, League 2 grounds, this and the other. So we don't have it. And you know what it was? And a lot of pundits said exactly the same thing watching the Sunderland game on Saturday, was how lovely was it that you weren't thinking about VAR. It was a good quality game of football against two big clubs, big derby game, and no one was like worried about what would potentially happen because VAR would have got involved in something. It was quite refreshing, and it kind of says to me that I think we're over VAR at the moment. I think VAR probably needs to go. But I would just to answer the question back, sorry, I will get rid of it. It shouldn't really be on. It's not in the League Cup, I don't think, is it? So why is it? No,
I don't think so.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Shawnee as well in the chat has said to you, Matt, when we played you guys on Boxing Day, we deserved to lose. We just showed no passion. Is that true?
Yeah. To be fair, I thought we were fantastic that night. We just got it. To be fair, it was probably our best performance of the season that night. 3-0 win, and we were brilliant that night. To be fair, I think, and as well for them, they come to our place. We've only got one defeat at home. In about 12 to 13 home matches, so a Boxing Day. But yeah, it's weird one with Northampton. They're an odd side. They'll lose games and then they'll win games straight up. Very odd. But yeah, I just thought that night we just got the tactics bang on, played the right team, started winning the game, got ahead in the game, and then normally when we get in ahead of games and teams at home, we kind of take over the game, and we did that day, and we played really well. So. Yeah, it's. Can imagine the Northampton fans weren't too happy coming out the ground. They probably wanted to be the Cambridge fans about 3 days later when the floodlights failed before the game. I can tell you that was interesting. But yeah, that was a big win for us. Big win. But look, Northampton having a great season. They're up there in the top 10 too. So you never know. You never know.
I love it. Now we've got on with obviously the worst part of the podcast. We can move on and all be happy now, can't we? We've got our rants out of the way.
Brilliant.
And also, bless her, Claire, she's put, sorry guys, I can't hack it. I'm going to sleep. See you all soon. Don't forget to say how massive the team of the top of League 2 are. Who's top of League 2? I do not know.
Mansfield.
Yeah. Mansfield are going to overtake when they get their game in hand win.
I hope she left before we said that. Just coming on to obviously more FA Cup results. Any standout results for you, Anne, on this one?
I know it was a draw, but the Newport Eastleigh games got quite a big kind of big premise on the replay because whoever wins that gets United at home, and that'll be we're all Eastleigh for that, aren't we? Even though Stuart Donald's their owner now and nearly ruined our club, but we want to see Eastleigh versus Man U, don't we? That'll be really, really nice. But we'll see. Even Newport, getting them down there. That match, whoever wins that game has got to be on the telly, hasn't it? But again, there's no real shocks, isn't it? That's a problem. Matt kind of hit the nail on the head. Someone always gets. There's always a shock at the FA Cup third round. Unfortunately, this year it's Stevenage's turn. But there's no one else, is there? There's nothing there. Chelsea beating Preston really comfortably. Villa getting the point over over Borough, which I think that's a fantastic win for Villa considering what Borough did in the League Cup a couple of days ago. They were outstanding, but there's just nothing there. It's a bit of a boring weekend. You want something to really get you to whet your appetite. You want a Premier League team getting beat off. Yeah. Like what Stevenage did last year against Villa. You want that, but there's nothing really. Just Newport Eastleigh. I'd like to see Eastleigh get into the next round and get Man U at home.
Anything from your perspective, Matt, before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'd say the two probably for me is Eastleigh getting a draw. And if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Bristol Rovers at Norwich, maybe. Bristol are in our league. They're doing all right, Bristol. They're about 10th. They could win that replay, actually, because it's a tough place to go this season. They've got some good results at home. I remember we drew there Tuesday night 1-1. Very difficult place to go. So maybe that one as well. But yeah, Eastleigh against Newport, Man United. I don't know if you guys think this as well. Newport County seem to get the big sides
every year, don't they?
Every year.
But they got, was it Man City one year? That was only a few years ago. Then they got, who else did they get? When they played at home and it was who was it?
I'm sure they got Spurs one year.
I remember. Did you get
I think I remember Harry Kane at Newport.
Yeah, because they had a cup run. The last 5 years, if anyone in the chat knows this, please put in who Newport have played in it. They seem to get. Also, when I saw they got Man United, I was like, they've got another top side in England. What is going on? But I'd love Eastleigh to win that. Actually, that'd be. Could you imagine Eastleigh hosting Man United? That'd be mad. But yeah, no, I'd say that probably them two. Eastleigh at Newport and yeah, Bristol Rovers at Norwich is quite a good. That's quite a good result for Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, definitely.
To draw at Norwich.
Yeah, they had Leicester, Spurs, and possibly Manchester United and Leeds as well.
So and that was when Leicester was in the Premier League, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So wow. Oh, actually, I might be wrong. I think that was just after they'd won the league.
I think it was the season after. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
You're right.
Yeah, it was.
They have drawn in the last 5 years. My God. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mental. Last slide now of the FA Cup, I think. Yeah, it is. Any standout games for you both?
God, they weren't shy of goals, were they? God.
Wrexham, Shrewsbury.
Yeah, that's a big derby, wasn't it? That was a big derby game. But are you really?
I'm not shocked, though.
That's a shock.
I'll be honest. Shrewsbury could have won that about 4-1 as well.
Yeah.
Because we've got them Saturday, and I watched the highlights of that, and oh my word, how they didn't score.
Yeah.
In that game. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a shock, really.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bolton, Luton. Yeah, good result for Bolton, wasn't it? Good to see De Bruyne back for City as well. Incoming. Obviously, he's been badly injured, hasn't he? And his hair's magnificent now. He's got the curtains, and he looks absolutely beautiful. It's good to see him back, but yeah.
Do you know what? I'll throw Leeds in there, just on the back. Peterborough, blooming good side, Yeah. And I thought that might have been a little bit more competitive than it was. So when it was 3-0, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and fair play on that game as well. I don't know if you've seen it there. Patrick Bamford scored. Absolutely wonderful.
Right. Not as good as Tyree Sinclair's, though. It's not as good.
Tyree Sinclair. My word.
He has posters of Tyree Sinclair up on his wall.
Tyree Sinclair. Is he still? Does he play for Rots now?
He does. He's got a
scored a banger.
Tyree Sinclair.
I know. As well, I was actually going to come on to this one, but Blackpool obviously getting a draw with Nottingham Forest. I thought that
there were
was
2 up
brilliant.
as well, weren't there? They were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Fair play. We've probably missed Bristol City as well away to West Ham.
That
West
was
Ham
a
are on
very
fire.
good,
You know, and West Ham put pretty much the best side possible out and lost a couple due to injury because of that. You know, obviously Paquetá and Jared Bourne got injured in that game. So, but Bristol City's goal was lovely. You know, it was like a young lad as well, young 21-year-old lad scoring. It was a lovely finish. But yeah, there's a couple of that. I agree with Matt about the Shrewsbury game. Like Shrewsbury should have been 4-0 up. It was the same with Arsenal and Liverpool, wasn't it? I mean, Arsenal just could not put the ball in the back of the net. Liverpool went going on goal. Luis Diaz at the end, but you were thinking, how will Arsenal have 5-0 up here? But yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday as well, like Chris said. I mean, they're on a really good run, but that's a really good result for them. They've been really on fire, haven't they?
Yeah, I'll say it now. They'll stop up. They
100%.
have really done well with that. They're getting that gaffer in. You know, he's obviously been a bit of an unknown, but he's just turned it around. And when you're a team in momentum like that at the bottom, especially a team like Sheffield Wed, where, you know, you go to Hillsborough, it is quite a cauldron of noise when they get themselves, you know, confident and, you know, back the side and everything like that. I would be really worried if I was a Huddersfield fan at the minute. You know, obviously, I know that they've got stuffed off City, but everyone gets stuffed off City, don't they? But the way Sheffield are coming and you know, that's going to give them so much confidence going at the weekend, beating Cardiff, who are like playoff contenders. And Huddersfield are getting, you know, Huddersfield got beat 5-0, you know. So in a few weeks' time, I think you'll see a different picture at the bottom, which we weren't seeing that 6 weeks ago, were we? No. We're like, they're all down. Shows you how quick it can change.
We literally wrote Sheffield Wednesday off, didn't we? We was like, they'll be bottom, they'll finish at the bottom, blah, 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 blah. But everything we've said, we've jinxed.
Yeah.
Markham being one.
Well, I said Shrewsbury will go up at the start of the season.
Oh, really?
Everything we said, we have jinxed. So I do apologise to anyone.
Please tell me that you thought Stevenage would go down, just to kind of get the opposite. Did you say it? Or
I think we were actually quite nice about Stevenage.
On the preview show, they were my dark horses.
Get in there.
But everything I've said is wrong, so I'm sorry.
So, well, there you go. So we were the minority of the separate sort of opinion that, you know, that teams are doing the opposite.
The only thing I can say positive, though, is everything I've got wrong. I said that you're my dark horses for the playoffs, so you might finish in automatics instead. You might do it that way.
Whoa, back to Ibiza it is. My word. No, surely we'd have to go to somewhere like Marbella. Just, you know, it's got to be levels to, you know, the leagues and the holidays. So maybe Marbella will do.
I love it. We'll have a podcast and promotion party in Marbella.
Oh, do you know what? We tried doing one in Ibiza, but we were so tired and drunk, we just gave up. We're like, that. So maybe Marbella, we could sit round, a few drinks by the sea, get ready. You know, the championship fixtures are one month away. It'd be good.
Let's do it. I'm down for it. Johnny has also asked as well before we move on, what do you think of a penalty for Manchester United against Wigan?
He made the most of it, didn't he?
He did make the most of it.
It's a bit soft, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it really was, I thought. Very soft pen.
Yeah.
But you get him, didn't you? Who was the player that dived recently and got given a penalty? Was it Jota?
Yeah, against Newcastle. Yeah.
They're happening every week, aren't they? And another one I tell you I saw the other day, when I was having a look at Peterborough against Leeds, you had that Willie Nonto dived and all in the box.
Yeah.
And, geez, that was every game, didn't it?
Just full of cheats, isn't it now? Full of cheats. But at the same time, if it went in favour of our own team, we'd be like, yes, fair play, wouldn't we?
I think to be fair as well about that penalty, probably wasn't a penalty, but United had about like 93 shots on goal, didn't they? So, you know, I think, you know, Sam Tickle, which is a fantastic name for a goalkeeper as well. I hope his mum's not called Tess. He had a fantastic game. So, you know, fair play to him.
That has killed me off, Tess. Imagine Mrs. Testicle. I'm so immature. Sorry, guys. Claire, guess who's back again?
God, that squeak went well,
Claire.
didn't it? Jesus, man.
I've got the giggles now. That testicle one made me
She's
laugh.
literally put her head down the pillow and went, I can't sleep. Back up there, Nick, speak to Farley.
She put her head on the pillow and she just thought, Farley! Couldn't get away.
Oh, funny. It's close so as his name can be written as S Tickle. Funny. And Shani's put bad news for us as Max Thompson has gone back to Newcastle following the completion of his loan deal. I've seen there's quite a lot who have gone back to the parent clubs, especially in the lower leagues. I'm still laughing. I'm sorry. That really made me laugh. Right. Let's move on because I'm being too immature now. League One. There weren't many games. There weren't many games at all, but I'm glad of that top result. It's always nice to see, isn't it?
Beating Portsmouth as well. That's magnificent.
That is a mad result, by the way, Cheltenham. Although, right, so we played Portsmouth New Year's Day. So that was the game before this one. And we were great that day, deserved the point. I was really proud of our performance, but I don't know what it is, but there's been a little decline with Portsmouth. They're just starting to turn a little bit. They've had a lot of injuries and they're just starting to turn. And that result, don't get me wrong, that's a great result for Cheltenham. But yeah, when I saw they'd lost 2-1, I was like, whoa. And I don't think Portsmouth, I've said all season, I think Portsmouth could end up running away with it. But I'm not sure now. I don't think they're going to win the league. I think before the start of the season, I thought Bolton would win the league because everyone was talking about Ian Evatt and, you know, they'd had a couple of years nearly making it or not. Maybe this is their year and they've done good recruitment. But then when Portsmouth started so well, I started to go, oh, maybe they're going to run away. But now I actually think Bolton might overgo them and do the league. Don't be surprised if Portsmouth slip into the playoffs, you know.
Yeah, I think Derby are really coming up strong now, aren't they? They seem to win every week. We've got to turn around under Paul Warne, haven't they? So there's always a team in League One. Obviously, when we were in it for like 4 years, it was normally us, but there's normally a team that round about February, March who have that really sharp drop. I think Plymouth did when once Ryan Lowe left and Stephen Schumacher was trying to take over, and they were top of the league and they dropped down to 5th and never even got to the playoff final. You know, they got absolutely hammered off Wigan. So it does happen, and I kind of agree. I can say Portsmouth, because I think teams may have found Portsmouth out a little bit because they're not letting them play their game, or they're not letting them play football. They're trying to frustrate them a little bit, and they don't quite know what to do. They haven't got a plan B, have they? So it's
and do you know what as well? I think I agree about Derby. I tell you what, I keep an eye on them to actually compete for the automatics. You know, because I've all season, and this is why it's kind of quite surreal for us Stevenage supporters to look at the table because we're there. But there's been a couple of sides that haven't had the greatest of starts, but you know that in the second half of the season, they're going to get better, especially after the window. Especially Derby, they've got a decent manager and things haven't settled down. But now that they're into the season, they're starting to win every week. Like there's a couple of other sides just outside, like your Bristol Rovers, etc., that was supposed to be up there, but had shocking starts. But now are starting to settle into the season. I think Derby could even. Do you know what? I'm going to make a very bold prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if Bolton won the league and Derby got in second, you know, and went on a run of wins. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, they're winning every game at the minute, pretty much. Derby, good side as well. I tell you, we got a great win against them over in October. They're a good side. But and Fleetwood, well. they're gone in my opinion. I can't see how they're going to turn it around.
I just wanted to mention as well, obviously, I know they got beat at the weekend by Exeter, but Carlisle are doing some quite good business. I know they've just signed Harry Lewis for Bradford keeper, and I think they've been linked with Jake Young as well. So I think with their takeover, January could be vital for them, and I'm gonna say a bold prediction as well. I think they might survive, especially if they do get Jake Young, because I feel like what their their new owners will do will be a lot similar to the Gillingham situation. You know, when the Gallisons obviously took over.
Yeah.
And I just think they'll buy to stay up and survive. So it wouldn't surprise me if they finish quite comfortably. I'm not going to say if they're going to get anywhere near. I just think they will be quite a comfortable position because I feel like they're going to have a good window.
Yeah, I find that baffling me because when we come up to League One, it was like we knew that we had to upgrade the team. Like we knew if we wanted to be competitive for us at Stevenage, we knew that we had to go out and recruit some of the not the top League One players, but some of the top League One players to be up there if we want to be up there. So when Carlisle come to this season, just didn't sign really any top League One level. They aren't. I think the only real good signing they made was that Sam Lavelle, who's played League One. That was it. And it's been really baffling with them because they've got a good manager in Simpson.
Yeah, they have.
The fact that they haven't made the right recruitment coming up. And also, along with this as well, I mean, us, Leyton Orient and Northampton with the automatic promoted sides, they had to come up through the playoffs. So you would actually think, coming up through the playoffs, you're the team that probably needs to do the most work
100%.
as well to make the step. So the fact that they didn't, I just find it baffling. I do. And it's taken them till now to start making the recruitment. But yeah, I tell you what, yeah, they've got a good chance. The thing about League One at the minute, it's different for us because it's, you know, we've been in League Two for 9 years and we haven't really known a lot about League One. But a lot of people say that the level's not as good as it's been for the last couple of years. So there's opportunities for sides that aren't doing well to save their season. And likewise, up the top, there's opportunities for sides who haven't had a good start to the season to end up getting up and doing really well. So, yeah, Carlisle, I think, have got a good chance of doing it. It'll still be tough, but yeah, they've got a good chance. They've got a good chance, I'd say.
As well, we have Graham in the chat, and I know he's a Charlton fan. So if you want to give us your match analysis on that 3-3 draw, which a lot of goals. So please do. While we're waiting for that, we'll have a quick look at the table as well.
Yeah, Charlton seem to be the entertainers of League One this season, don't they?
Do. Yeah, they really are.
Look at that team in 7th. God,
Do you know what, though? It is a pretty tight league, to be fair.
And you mentioned Derby before, haven't you? Look at that, 49 points.
And how about this as well?
With the game in hand on Portsmouth.
How about this as well? Derby Saturday play Oxford at home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's really odd because of the goal difference. If we win Saturday, we can go above Oxford because our goal difference is only one less.
Oh.
So, yeah, we can. What? Look how tight it is. I mean, I know that, we're 8 points off second, which is getting a bit of a gap. But we were looking, if we beat Shrewsbury Saturday and it all goes away, like us kind of top 7 could be 12 points clear of 10th.
Yeah.
So it's like the gap is starting to creep away. And a lot of people are saying there's only going to be, it'll be 3rd to 7th and there'll be no one else below.
It doesn't look as if someone's going to make that run, does it? You know,
no.
It really looks as if it's quite a close shot from Stevenage upwards, isn't it?
It does. And there's so many big games. I mean, again, you've got Derby Oxford. Next Saturday, we play Barnsley at home. There's just so many big games. But yeah, I think looking at a lot of people are saying above 80 points to make the playoffs, just above 80 points to make it, apparently. And I was doing this like PPG supercomputer thing the other day, and it's got, I think the team missing out is Barnsley. It's got us in there, unbelievably. And it was saying to make the playoffs, you need 82 points. It was saying. So yeah, it's gonna be blooming exciting. It's also exciting.
In the chat as well, we've got a question for you, Farley. Johnny has put, what do you think of Reading?
Ooh, tough. I said it a few months ago, I fear for Reading. I saw that Charlie Savage might be leaving as well, who's, in my opinion, one of their best players. And if he goes, oh dear. Look, the thing is that bottom bit of our league, I would say from probably Cambridge down, really, I think is going to be where there's a real relegation. I think like just above Cambridge, unless Burton can't sort their stuff out at the minute, they'll get into that pack. But I think Wigan will be fired and a few of those teams up. I still think Reading can stay up. Like they're only 3 points off. They're level games, and Reading have got some good players, but I don't know. It just feels like they're not getting the consistent results that they need to be able to pull themselves out of that. And we've been there as a team in League Two, and I know this is League One. When you're in that relegation fight, it's so tough to get out. And I'm fearful for Reading. I really am. I think their only saving grace is I don't think Cambridge and Exeter are very good. And I think those two, if any one of those two dropped in, you wouldn't really blink an eye. So there's still hope, and they can do it, but they have to start putting more consistent results together, because I just don't know. I don't know. And again, Exeter aren't a great side, and neither are Cambridge. So there's it's not like they're there and there's a 7-point gap and you think the other two teams are going to start. Cambridge and Exeter are not good sides in this league. So they can do it, but I don't know. I really don't know. They've been there the whole season, haven't they? And they gifted us our first loss as well. So but I don't know. It's a
shame, isn't it? It's a shame. They've got a lot going on off the pitch as well, haven't they, Reading?
Yeah.
Not nice to see, unfortunately. But we will come to Graham's match analysis as well. It doesn't seem like a good one, bless him. Yes, but we've gone 7 consecutive games where we've conceded after the 80th minute. Too many draws as of late. A draw was a fair result, though, really. They had 29 shots.
I think looking at the 4, in my opinion, I think there is one team that will get out, and that's Cheltenham, right? I think Cheltenham will eventually. They've got a very good manager. They've made some very good recruitment where they've signed some good, like Tom Pett. He used to play for us, Pettit. He's really good level. I actually think Cheltenham will get out. So I think Cheltenham will get out, and I think.
Sorry about that.
Will drop in. Oh, what was that? Was that the gong in the background?
That scared me. I jumped.
Not as often as a bloody scared me. That'd
be a good blooper.
I thought someone had like percussion in the background there, like that. No, I think Cheltenham will get out, and I think Exeter will drop in, and I am fearful for the other 3 sides that are in there. A Fleetwood have gone.
Yeah, Fleetwood.
Like they keep considering they're
Serve
gone.
Them right. Serve them right.
Yeah, I think they're gone. By the way, do you know what I love about these league tables? This is a really kind of OCD type of thing to point out. But I love the way how from 12th up you've got capital letters for.
That was all Sam. I'd like to see it was
it?
me, but it was Sam who came up with the layout. Yeah,
and then 13th downwards, they're just all lower letters.
Yeah, it's like you're down there now. You can go.
It's like you go from dull to like exciting, and then it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like.
I think it made Danny's season, didn't he? Danny, the Northampton fan, made his season when they finally got into capital letters.
Oh, I bet it was buzzing. But yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, Northampton, do you know what? I have to take back what I said. So for the first 3 months, I was actually quite fearful for teams like Leyton Orient and Northampton, because it just felt like they didn't do the recruitment well enough to stay up. But you know what? It's really nice to see 3 of us. I know Carlisle are in the bottom 4, but 3 of the teams that come up, they're all in the top 12. Like that's really cool to see. You got us 7th, Northampton 9th, Leyton Orient 12th, and it's really cool to see that there's been teams that have come up and have been able to not just stay up, but get in the top half of the table. It's brilliant. It's really good.
I love it when you're on, because you're our resident League One fan. So we cover it, don't we, Ant? But never that much in depth. So
no, yeah,
nice. It is really nice to
don't
hear
get me wrong.
about it.
I have to still pinch myself that we are a League One team, rather than thinking to say that we're there. So it is hopefully, and the 2 of us will be doing Championship next season. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope everyone. To be fair, though, like your excitement levels just being in League One, imagine in the Championship.
Oh my God!
We've got all this week. I can't wait.
Be like, we've got Sunderland on Saturday. What's going on in a league game? I tell you what,
I love it.
That, honestly, if we got promoted to the chat, that would be the most amazing thing I've ever seen in football. That would be I would give anything to see that. That would be incredible.
It'd be like Yeovil all over again, wouldn't it? Obviously, because Yeovil got up there a few years ago now. Like, it's fair bit of time ago. But, you know, Southend as well, they were there. So it'd be great. It'd be great. It's nice to be in the middle ground, be a new ground for me to go to. So
do you know what as well? Yeah. Do you know what as well? It would be such a mean thing to say. If we got promoted, I'd be like, fellas, we don't have to worry about relegation from League Two for 3 years. We're in the Football League for 3 years. Like, that would be like, do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, bless you. Just going back to the chat as well, Shawnee has put, we'll stay 9th even if we beat Wigan and Blackpool lose because of a massive goal difference. Ooh. It's good to be 9th, though. Yeah. It's very good to be 9th. Take it on the chin.
I tell you what, they've got a game in hand as well. I mean, Northampton win.
They have.
And they go 8th. Oh my God, like they've come with a run, haven't they? It's unbelievable.
I'd love that. I like Northampton.
Yeah, they've got a good side. I know the Boxing Day game is Sean said it wasn't great from against us, but I think they're a good side. You know, they've got a good manager, they've got good goal scorers. God, wouldn't it be mad? I tell you what would be really cool if we both made the playoffs. That would be amazing. That'd be good. Wow. And do you know what? It'd be amazing because I remember at the start of the season, obviously, Charles and Danny, who are just lovely guys. Obviously, I know Danny's come on the platform. And I love it's a load of, I get it all wrong. I know it's a load of old commoners they got. But I've been on there. I've been going on there for like, 5 years whenever Stevenage have played Northampton the last 5 years. And the amount of times I go on and the amount of years I've gone on that podcast and spoken about us being really bad. And Northampton have always generally been up the top. And then I remember doing it last season and we did a little promotion one and it was like, I can't believe we're all promoted. And then at the start of the season, before we played them in the Open, we won 1-0 that day to kick off League One. And I swear, if someone would have said to us then on that pod that at the end of the season, we'd be in the playoffs, that would have been like, what? So it would be amazing if us two, I don't know how it's going to happen because it would be very difficult for both of us to get in, but I don't know. We got in there. Northampton came with the run and we both got in. That would be unreal.
I'd love that. That'd be good.
That'd be cool.
That. In the chat as well, we have got Aled has said, we'll be fully backing you against Shrewsbury Farley.
Get in there. Get in there, Aled. 4-0, big goal readers.
Graham has put, imagine us having Alfie May and JCH from Peterborough and finishing 10th. The scenes. Mr. Luke has put Lincoln City and Shrewsbury are such a mid-table side. Always will never get relegated or promoted. They just there. I actually mentioned that.
Lincoln were really close a couple of years ago. They got in the playoff final, beat us in the semis. It was the COVID season. They'd been close on a couple of occasions. They seem to have. I think they put all the eggs in one basket at one point, and then obviously they haven't been able to top that. But I like Lincoln. I've got no problem with Lincoln at all. To be fair,
I tell you what, as well. I was just going to say, like, if you have a look, right. I know, obviously, we don't know the final league table, but if you have a look at the sides coming up, that division, obviously, we don't know who will come down from the Championship as in confirmed, but League One next season could be frightening.
Yeah.
You could have Wrexham who are going to get richer and richer up the leagues they go. You're going to have Stockport. You can have Mansfield. That League One next season could be... Oh my! That could be one of the best League One leagues I've had in a long time.
Definitely.
The thing is with League One as well, you're getting a lot of. You see that the Championship now, where there's a lot of ex-Premier League teams. But you look at League One now, and look at the league now. How many of them are ex-Championship? There's even a couple of them ex-Premier League. Obviously, Bolton, Peterborough, Derby. But even the three that come down, like from this year, are going to be. I think Huddersfield were in League One not long ago. If they go down, Sheffield obviously were last season. Rotherham. So you're going to end up looking at League One, thinking the majority of this division now is ex-Championship sides. So it's just it's going to make that league so much better and better and better. And you're right. I think like next year that's going to be the league to really watch out for, especially like because those teams who will come up from League Two will probably be the one you're not going to be thinking they're going to come down. Maybe Barrow if Barrow managed to get up or something like that.
Yeah.
But you look at like the likes of Stockport, Mansfield, and Wrexham with the amount of facilities and the amount of money that they're probably going to have. You'd think they will still, and it's happened this year, hasn't it? As you've said there with Stevenage, Northampton, and Leyton Orient. I mean, they're in the top half. Yeah, Carlisle have booked the trend up. You know what I mean? But they've just been taken over. They could get out of it, and it's becoming it's a horrible league to get out of. Obviously, I've witnessed it for you. It is a minging league to get out of, but it's so competitive, and it's great to see. It's going to be the league where everyone's going to be watching. I think, and that can only be good for football, can't it?
Yeah, it seems like it's like some sort of like basement division, isn't it? Because like the way I look at it is like whenever we've played one of the top teams in the league, the football has been like we played Peterborough at home in November. Really good point for us tonight. We were winning 2-0 and we drew to 2. And the football Peterborough play, it was like they were playing championship. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side of it, we went and played Fleetwood away, beat them 3-0, and it was like League Two football again. It's like it's the basement league for both, isn't it? Up the top and down the bottom. It's such a weird league. It really is.
Just going back to the chat as well, Mr. Luke has put some of them sides are former National League. Graham's put we're ex-Premier League too. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Sorry, Graham, I did forget to mention that. Yeah, we are. Yeah, they are.
Aled has put with potentially Wednesday, QPR and Rotherham. Johnny has put, I agree with you there, Anne, as a Sheffield United fan. And Chris has put still about 20 games to go in League One.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Who knows? By the end of the season, you could have us, Northampton and Leyton Orient being top 3. There you go. We're going to call it. You never know, guys. You never know.
Just having a look as well at that table. So we do have Portsmouth, who are top on 53 points. Second are Bolton with 51 points. Playoffs are Peterborough in third with 49 points. Derby in fourth on 49 points. Oxford are fifth and they have 46 points. And Barnsley have a last playoff spot at the minute, though. At the minute.
Not after Saturday. We'll be in there.
I love it. And then, unfortunately, in relegation, we have in 21st Reading on 23 points. Cheltenham below them on 23 points. Carlisle are 23rd with 20 points. And then Fleetwood are bottom of the league with 18 points. And that is League One. Now, League Two. There weren't many games really in League Two, but standout games. Who are we going for? I mean, good result for Crawley because Bradford had won the last couple, haven't they? I know they've been struggling a bit, but Crawley.
Bradford just, you know what? They make me laugh.
Gone wrong. It's just gone wrong, hasn't it, for him?
It's just mental, isn't it? What is going on there? Why can they not get out that league? I don't understand it. Like when we did it last year, again, a bit like what we've done this year, we just recruited the top players in that league, and I don't understand how Bradford, with all the money, they can't do it. It's really odd, very odd.
It's quite ironic. I'll show you what came in the post today. Actually, speaking of Bradford.
Oh no, what's he got?
Oh, there we are.
Oh. Which year
Billy
is that?
Knott.
Is that
Billy Knott? Remember Billy Knott? He used to play for Sunderland.
Billy Knott.
No way.
Scored a really good FA Cup goal, didn't he, a few years ago?
Yeah, he did.
It was an absolute belter.
Billy Knott.
Billy Knott. There we are. That cost £4. I mean, it's an absolute mess and it stinks, but it only cost £4.
Aled in the chat has also said some shocks. Crew winning.
Yeah, big result for Crew, to be fair.
Massive result.
I thought Swindon had won, so that must have been the last gasp equaliser for Colchester. Last time I checked, Swindon winning 2-1. So, Shah, you are right. You are the only happy member of this podcast crew at the moment. Yes.
That makes a change, that, doesn't it? Wow, I'm usually the one that's miserable.
Do you know what? As well, actually, I'm secretly rooting for Barrow in that.
Yeah, I want Barrow to come up.
I love Pete Wild. I love Pete Wild.
I swear, we played. They were our last game in League Two last year, and it was a really emotional day because that was our last game in League Two, and it was amazing to go up there and end it and look forward to League One. And the year before, we played them, and it was us two down the bottom of League Two. And I remember going, and the floodlights failed at their ground, and the game was delayed for like an hour and a half, and we eventually played it at 0-0. And I swear, if someone would have said to us then, in 2 years, 3 years, you'll both be playing each other in League One, we would have been like, what? So I would love them to come up and get them in League One, because we ended off that amazing year last year, and have them in League One next season. It'd be incredible. That would, I'd love them to do it.
In the chat as well, I've not seen it. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Johnny has put, what do you think of Carl Robinson's red card for Salford?
I've not seen it either.
I haven't.
Is that the manager? Is he? Because he's the manager now, isn't he, Carl Robinson?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. So.
You'll have to let us know, Johnny, what it was, and we'll check it out after and let you know our thoughts.
He's Salford's manager, so probably deserved.
yeah, definitely.
Chris has put Harrogate with a big win. Harrogate used to be in a National League North with Spennymoor a few seasons ago. Spennymoor. That is my accent. I say, when I say Liverpool,
how do you
go
Liverpool. Spennymoor. Do you say
Spennymoor?
I can't.
Yeah.
I say Liverpool as well. I go
Liverpool.
And Google. I go Google.
Google. You really you overpronounce that your own,
I do.
Don't you?
I emphasise it. Yeah.
Liverpool.
Pool.
Unbelievable.
Oh, bless her. Deirdre is put, don't even get me started on Bradford. We sold our keeper to Carlisle. I'm absolutely gutted. I know. What's going on, Deirdre? You need to tell us. But I will be honest, I do like Bradford because he did let us have Ryan East. So I'm big fans of them. What a player Ryan East is.
I tell you what, though, Deirdre, can you put in the chat, why can Bradford not get out of League Two? Please, why? I just find it baffling. Like, they should be able to do it. Do you know what I mean?
I had one of the most weirdest experiences at Bradford when I went to watch us about 5 years ago now. We ended up winning 2-1. We got players sent up. But when we were on our way down, there was literally like, you go past, obviously, like a bit of a housing estate at the start of the other. And on the last house, there was about 14 police cars there. And we were like, it's just obviously for the fans to walk there. You know, we were like, who's escorting us? It was, no, there's just been a triple murder in that house. So we're all in. It was like CSI. It was fucking mental. Next to the football ground. I was like,
oh my God.
I love Deirdre's reply as well. She's put, God knows, Farley, I've been asking the same question. Even she doesn't know, bless her.
Deirdre, hopefully it turns around. But I just don't get it there. It's very odd.
At least you've got the City of Culture, Deirdre. There's always something to hang on to.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Johnny has put, apparently, it kicked the ball away so Forest Green couldn't take a quick throw.
That's how desperate it's getting at Salford.
I know.
Jesus Christ. Imagine kicking the ball away against Forest Green. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure Forest Green are got a great little fan base. But imagine he playing poor Forest Green at the bottom of the league and he's kicking the ball away. What's the matter with you? No.
Funny.
Can you imagine him going on to his missus though that night? What happened though? We drew 2-2, but I got sent off. What for? But I didn't want to take a quick win. His wife just went, you're playing Forest Green.
Times are desperate when you're kicking the ball
against Forest Green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know that's bad. That is like,
Oh, I love it. And then obviously we have, bless him, Nick isn't on the show today, but Swindon got a draw against Colchester, but they're struggling. There's a lot going on off the pitch, isn't there, with Swindon, which is really sad to see. Obviously, they've lost their two best loan players as well. They went back.
And to be fair to Nick last week, obviously, because I was already watching it, because I was ill. But Nick just and Nick is such a positive person.
I love Nick so much.
And Nick just sounded really down in the dumps. And I really just wanted to give him a virtual cuddle, but I didn't want to give him virtual COVID. But I felt so sorry for him last week. I really did. So fingers crossed it didn't sort it out.
This really made me laugh. Not about Nick, by the way, but apparently he only lasted 15 minutes against Forest Green as manager.
What are they
before he got sent off.
What's a quick throw-in after 15 minutes?
Sorry. Let's just go over. Now, when they said he kicked the ball away, I thought maybe there was 10 minutes to go, hanging on for a week. What is he doing? Why are you kicking the ball away in the first 15 minutes? What on earth?
So It's going well for him,
Carl
isn't it?
Robinson, when he was at Oxford in the COVID season, we beat them 3-1 or 2-1 or something, 3-1. And Max Power, who was our captain at the time, I think there was a bit of needle between him and Carl Robinson anyway. And he did the little knees and he'd give it the big uns, celebrating in front of them, in an empty stadium, which was mint anyway. But then Carl Robinson rang the police. Rang the police afterwards. And what Max Power.
That guy, honestly.
This made me laugh as well. He didn't enjoy his vegan sausage roll, the Salford manager.
Wow, yeah. Jesus. Kick it in the first 15
that's
minutes.
funny. Oh, that's hilarious. And obviously at the league table, we have got Stockport, who are top on 51 points. Mansfield are second on 49 points. Wrexham also have 49 points. They're in third. Then the playoffs are Barrow, the team everybody wants to do well, don't we?
Yeah.
Just because, I love
You
them.
just do, isn't it? I don't think anyone can quite understand why everyone wants them to do well. You just do, don't you? It was like when Sutton were in such a good position last year as well, weren't everyone wants Sutton to do it, and it'd be lovely
good memories there.
This made me laugh as well. What? They only do vegan? Kicks the ball away in anger.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, if we ever go there with Steve Evans, that'll be the same reaction. God. Unless he's into vegan, of course, then go ahead, Steve. But...
just looking at that league as well, I mean, from 7th to 13th, it's 3 points. Any team can get in that playoff position.
Man, isn't it? It's always the same in that league. I tell you what, that top, I can't predict that. I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, if you Stockport, I know Claire's probably thinking it. You're probably starting to get a little bit nervous now, aren't you? Because you've been clear the whole year, and then it's not like there's one side. You've got two, so if those two overtake you, you're then looking over your shoulder to the playoffs.
Barrow and Crew, yeah. I mean, you've got to think as well with Stockport. It kind of shows just how well they did. They won, 13 games on the bounce that they won?
Yeah,
and they're still only 2 points clear. You would think if a team wins 13 games on the bounce, you would think, they're going to be 10. Like the Leicester are in the Championship. Yeah. You think they'd be away and gone. They're still only 2.
Do you know what?
If Mansfield and Wrexham win their game and they're out the automatics, aren't they? Yeah. So it's going to be a fantastic end of that season. I can't wait for that.
God, I just got this funny feeling that Wrexham might win the league, I don't know what it is.
Mine's Mansfield. I think Mansfield.
Yeah.
I think Wrexham are finding ways now to win games ugly, aren't they? They're not just relying on what they were at the start of the year when they were. I know they were conceding a lot of goals, weren't they? But they've nipped that in the bud, haven't they? So they're not winning 4-2. And I said this about Ipswich quite a long time ago. You can't just keep on winning games 3-2, 4-1. This, that, and you've got to start winning 1-0, 2-0. Clean sheets get you promoted as well as scoring loads of goals. And they seem to be doing that as well. And the fact they can go on by whether they want, can't they? I think they were rumoured with Bradley Dack. They were rumoured with Bradley Dack today because we've obviously said Bradley Dack can leave. I mean, Bradley Dack is going to be dropping 2 divisions to go and play for Wrexham. It's like, what? Do
you know what it is about? Do you know what it is about them as well? If they were in League One now, they'd be in the top 12. I fully believe that if Wrexham were in League One, they'd make it to mid-table. I reckon, now, because when you look at Wrexham as well, you got players like Paul Mullin who are goal scorers, and they've got I just think, in my opinion, I've just got this funny feeling they might win the league. Yeah,
they've got Stephen Fletcher, James McLean. I mean, that team's just
a lot of experience, isn't there?
They have bought well, and I know everyone hates them and all this and all this stuff with the documentary and all that stuff, but they have bought well, and what they've used is they've kind of had they haven't just went, we're going to sign this, that, and the other. They're going to sign players to get them out of the league, which I quite like. That's being the clever. Whoever's in charge of their recruitment is a very clever man, I think, because who's brought in's been a very good. They haven't just went, we're going to throw money at it. They've actually done it properly as well. Yeah. So I quite enjoy that.
Completely agree.
The thing is, those top 3. I mean, the average. I mean, what do we go up on? If you get 82, anywhere from 81 points in that league, pretty much gets you to the top 3. So they need. I'm not very good at math. They need 22. 22, 23. So can they get that from 21? I mean, you know what I mean? That's just over a point per game. You'd expect they'd get that. So if they get that, they're going to be knocking on the door for promotion. So, yeah.
We have got a question as well. Johnny has put, are MK Dons going to get the playoffs?
Oh,
I think it's very close. I think any of them teams possibly could.
Yeah, they've got a game in hand, haven't they? So they've got to win now.
More after that, yeah. They
It's
should.
Yeah.
This made me laugh from Mr. Luke. Do not mention MK Dons. I'm sick of them.
Oh, yeah, they nicked the manager, didn't they?
MK Dons. I tell you what, the playoffs look crazy though. You've got Northampton, Wimbledon, Crewe, Barrow, like sides that haven't been in there for ages. They're like in there, aren't they? Like,
yeah.
Johnny Williams, bloody hell, Wrexham have got Johnny Williams.
I tell you, they have got. Do you know what they've done? They've almost signed a team that could stay up in League One. I swear to God, you've got McLean and Mullin and Lee, and tell you what, right.
Do we reckon the bottom two are going to stay the bottom two? I think so.
Yeah.
I can't see any of them climbing out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I can't see it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Shame, because Forest Green were in League One last year. I mean,
They were.
Didn't Colchester get the Cowleys as well?
It did.
It was Colchester, wasn't it? Who got the Cowleys?
Colchester, yeah.
I think that's going to be a bounce. You can't really see Salford getting dragged into it that much, can you? You think they'll probably Grimsby? I think are too far away now. It's a good like we just mentioned before. We've said, look, like a team like Wrexham have got to get a point a game to get automatics.
Yeah.
Forest Green and Sutton there have got to probably get 30 to 35 points.
Yeah,
just to steal, and I don't think that's going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen.
Pretty much.
This made me laugh from Simon. He put, evening, guys. Sorry I'm late. I will catch up on what I've missed tomorrow. Wimbledon are the Dons, MK are the
And we were nice about Coventry before, Simon. There you go.
And, Johnny's mentioned as well, what's gone wrong with Salford? I think Claire mentioned it. I think it was last podcast. And she seemed to think it's because a lot of them have kind of took a back step now, like Gary Neville's and things. I think it's
They've lost interest, haven't they?
Is it just Nicky Butt now who seems to be taking a lot of it on? And I think, I don't really know. I think the time's just gone, hasn't it now? Like there was all this hype about them and they just...
Well, they keep appointing the wrong managers, don't they? Or they keep getting rid of managers.
They don't stick by anyone, do they?
No, like to be successful, you need a manager that's got a successful identity of football, and they haven't seemed to nail that down, have they? And you know, who did they fire when they probably shouldn't have fired? I can't remember who it was over the last year. They fired someone, and I remember when they fired them, I can't remember what manager it was. Everyone went, "What?"
It's because there's been so many. I can't think.
Graham Alexander, wasn't it?
It might have been him actually. Yeah,
I think Johnny fired him. It might have been.
And I think they fired him when Salford were top 7 or something like that, and everyone was like, "What?" It was Alexander. Why? Like I don't because they felt that he wasn't the right man to take. Very odd. They've ruined that, haven't they? They had a really good manager, doing really well, and they got rid of him.
And this is from the same Gary Neville who said that Premier League managers should be given time. Take it on board, Gary. Take it on board for Salford.
Exactly. Good old Neville.
Right, and now I am so sorry, Mr. Luke, but gotta go into the National League, especially because we won as well. Because I've noticed, isn't there a lot of green home wins?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
there's a lot of green there.
Everyone's pretty much won at home the whole weekend.
Oh, this made me laugh as well. Shawnee's put everyone but Nicky have decided they have had enough of Salford.
Brilliant.
Nicky but fun, I love it.
Brilliant banter. Look at Rochdale there, look, Kidderminster. Isn't Phil Brown their manager now? Yeah,
I think he's just been appointed today. But that's another manager as well. There's been a couple actually. I can't remember the other ones, but there has been a couple where
Wow. That's a
His
fall.
last
I mean,
job-
no disrespect to Kid Immense about that's a
I
fall
know.
from grace, isn't it?
I remember his last job. He was at Barrow when
Yes.
when we both stayed up. When Steve took us over and kept us up, and then he kept Barrow up. And then they just got rid of him because it was like he's not good enough the next season. He's ended up there. Like.
What I'm going to do first, I'm actually going to start with the bottom result because Mr. Luke has given me his match analysis. So we will do Chesterfield 5, Gateshead 0, and bless him, he went as well. So he has put, well, where do I start? That was painful to watch, and it isn't helping when some of our key players that have left our squad hasn't been gelling, but that's unfortunate. We are at that moment. And then he's put, playing Chesterfield wasn't the ideal game to have coming up. Well, that was all going on. I have to say Chesterfield are the best side that I have seen this season. Some of their players should be in League One or League Two. They are deserved winners for the title, I would say. I completely agree with that. I think everyone does, don't they? Chesterfield, even last season, they were quality.
Been knocking on the door, haven't they, for a few years as well. Yeah.
Definitely. And then he's put, but you have to give me and all the Gateshead fans all the credit for making the 2 hour 45-minute trip to Chesterfield on a Tuesday night to get smashed 5-0 by them. Aww.
Did you like the stadium though, Luke? Because it is a lovely little stadium. I've been there before. It's a beautiful little stadium. It's nice. It
is. I agree. And then he's put, I cannot express the amount of people saw my photo of our fans at Chesterfield and commented how loyal our fans were, no matter what the score was. We were still singing and laughing at 5-0 down. Bless him. This is why
Mr. Luke.
I know. This is why you should support a lower league side. Gateshead till I die. Oh, that's.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell Mr.
that.
Luke. I'm going to tell Mr. Luke something actually. So when we played them in the FA Cup a year ago, we were in Newcastle for the weekend. Me and my partner, we'd just gone up there and had a weekend, and you'll probably know it's Deanne. I went to have a run, right? Because of my running, and I was saying to my missus as I was going to. Do you know what? I might actually go to the Gateshead Stadium and see if I can run around the track, right?
Yeah.
Part of my run, right? So Saturday morning before the game, I went down and I went in, and I remember going to the reception and saying, "Oh, can I?" I had like all my Stevenage Football Club gear on, and I went down and I went to the lady. Went, "Oh, can I use the running track, please?" And she went, "Yeah." She went, "Although today's a bit tricky because we've got people arriving soon." And she went, "Are you part of the team?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm not playing today because I've been injured, but I've been told to come down here to go for a run." And she went, "Oh, if that's the case, then yes, yeah, we can let you." Brilliant. So I remember walking into like the changing rooms and the tunnel, and then walked out the tunnel, ran round. And cut a long story short, I went back the day after the game and got let in again. And went in the change rooms, and they had all the football stuff from the game all left in the change room. You could see all the muds, and really weird. And love and behold, I remember going into our dressing room, and there was a pack of donuts in the bin, and I'm thinking, who would have tucked into? I'm pretty sure it wasn't Cole Pigiani on his recovery. And I always remember doing that at Gateshead and running round, and yeah, pretty good. It was a cool place, I like it. It's good.
Yeah, got the best pub in the world as well, Gateshead, the Schooner. Absolutely fantastic pub.
Oh, I love that. To be fair, I like Newcastle. I thought Newcastle was wicked. I thought it was great.
Newcastle, no, it is. As much as I hate it. I'm going down Saturday, actually, so if anyone sees, hi. Don't knock me out. Don't go, knocking. I know.
It's going to be in a pub.
That'll be Claire. That'll be Claire who calls you out.
and it's going to be in a pub, and someone's going to come up to him and go, "You the guy that goes to the Absolute Football Podcast by any chance?"
Funny. Before obviously I talk about Rochdale, any standout games for you guys? One in particular for me, and I'm really happy for him, is Southend. Obviously beating FC Halifax 3-0. And their embargo's been lifted as well. Now the takeover, has happened. So great result for them.
There's obviously for me the same team, Hartlepool, getting a really good result against Oxford City, but then going down to Fylde, losing 2-1. It's going badly wrong at Hartlepool at the minute, and I think a lot of people are worried about the club's future, which you don't want to see a team like, you don't want to see any team, go out of business, but a team like Hartlepool who are just, you know, the football club is very important to the people of Hartlepool. I really hope that they get sorted out. They need someone in there who's going to treat the club properly and treat the fans properly. And it's just so sad to see where they are. I mean, they're involved in a relegation battle again, aren't they? And you think just from like where they were at the start of the season, and we played them in a pre-season game, and I thought they were excellent. I thought they got a really good chance, and obviously they've had a lot of injuries and everything like that. But I really want to see them just, you know, stabilise themselves. But it's looking as if that, you know, the owner wants out, and, you know, just if anyone really, you know, has a little, say, you know, if you want to take over a club, I see this from, you know, obviously, first hand kind of advice. Really, Hartlepool it's a wonderful, wonderful town and full of wonderful people. So I just really, really want to get sorted out.
100%. It is sad to see with Hartlepool. I do like Hartlepool. In the chat as well, Graham's put Hartlepool fans final away day, fancy dress outfits are legendary.
And it's all for charity as well, you know, it all goes charity. So, you know, they're just lovely people, you know, they are. I mean, I live, half an hour away from Hartlepool. It's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful, like, it's just a wonderful community. And they really, you know, they need the football team. So let's hopefully see that they can, you know, Jeff Stanton take over or something like that, you know what I mean? But even if it's fan-led or something like that, I just think they really need something in there. I was over them. I saw on Saturday at the one. I thought, oh, that's a little bit of breathing space. But then they went down to Fylde, and apparently they were terrible. And obviously they've just got rid of Maskey and the manager. So I think Lenny Lawrence is coming on a caretaker basis with Peter Sweeney. Sweeney be doing all the work. Like, Sweeney's a good lad, but we'll see what happens. But I really, really want them to, you know. And obviously, Mr. Luke, who, you know, he's a Gateshead fan as well, but he'll want to see Hartlepool still be in this division. It's a derby game for him, you know what I mean? So the North East needs its football teams. So
100%.
Fingers crossed it can get sorted out.
100%. In the chat as well, Aled has put Altrincham is another interesting result. Yeah, a great win for them. But they're a very good team, Altrincham. A very good team. In the chat as well, this made me laugh. Mr. Luke put, we dressed up as elves and Santas at Oldham near Christmas. That made me laugh. Shawnee has put amazing news regarding Southend now. They can put it to bed and focus on transfers and results. Graham has put, I went to Sunderland once dressed as a linesman.
To be fair, Graham, the way the referees and officials have been acting this season, I'm surprised you never got a run out.
Shocking.
I'm just trying to see any more standout results before I talk about Rochdale. Or shall I just, do you know what? I'll just talk about
Charlotte, you've waited an hour and a half. You've waited an hour and a half. You've been so patient of me and Matt talking about League One and how our team's got absolutely dicked in the FA Cup. Have your moment.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, Jim McNulty, I absolutely love this guy. I mean, there's so much going on at the football club. We need investment. We are struggling so much for money. We've got so many injuries. I had a rant here last week about what happened with a Chegbulum, obviously, at AFC Files. So he's been out. And Jim McNulty is just so positive, and it just makes me smile. Everyone loves Jim McNulty, even you guys. You should love Jim McNulty because he's just so positive, and he's just
I just love Rochdale.
I know. He's always protecting his players, even though there's so much going on, and obviously there's so much going on behind the scenes. He's just so lovely all the time. In his interviews, he comes across so well. And he actually got National League Manager of the Week as well, finally. So he deserves that. So, yeah, that's my appreciation for Jim McNulty. Saturday's game, it wasn't the best of games, obviously. A lot of players out. Kidderminster are struggling as well. But even though it wasn't the best game, I never thought we were out of control. We were always in control of the game. Just couldn't score until, obviously, that glimpse of quality by Tyrese Sinclair. I don't know if anyone in the chat or you guys have seen that goal. But
I think it's a great goal. Don't get us wrong. But I said that to you, didn't I? I still don't know what the keeper's doing. He's like a car.
But
I don't think you would have saved it, Chad. Don't get us wrong. I don't think you would have saved it, but at least make an attempt. You don't have to use your hands.
I know. I mean, Tyree Sinclair, obviously, he's just come back from injury as well. So it's nice that he's come back on the score sheet because I think that was his 10th of the season. So going well for him. And then obviously Ian Henderson, the man. If anybody else is going to score for Rochdale, it is going to be...
Sorry, how old is he now? Ian?
77.
He's nearly 40. I'm sure he's 40 soon. Bless him.
Does he still wear like 40 on his shirt as well? Like
he is number 40, yeah.
Wow, honestly, that guy.
What a guy. I mean, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT for Rochdale. I mean,
God, his knees at 60 are going to be knackered. Oh, man, he's not going to be able to walk.
Do you know what, though? This is what I mean. I'll get onto it a little bit later, but obviously he scored. It was a great shot by Max Taylor, and then obviously don't know if it would have actually gone in, but Ian Henderson, being a poacher that he is, just got a foot on it and tapped it home. So, yeah, a comfortable win. And even though, like I said, it wasn't the best of games, I never thought like we were going to lose the game. We were always in control, but massive 3 points for us, especially considering the lack of players we do have. We have actually got a familiar face who we did have last season, and I want to say it was at Sutton, the beginning of the season. Damani Mellor is a forward that we had last season when we were obviously in our relegation battle. It was one of them players where you saw glimpses of quality from him, but it just wasn't the natural goal scorer we needed. But you could see bits of quality in him. And obviously, it wasn't a fan's favourite last season. It was one of them, I think, because he was in the squad that got us relegated. But Ebanks Landell, our captain, was, and Cameron John. And this season, they have been absolutely solid for us in the National League. And they actually had interest as well. From higher clubs last season, and it was like, no, we want to put it right. We were part of a problem last season and what got them relegated, so we want to try and make amends with the fans and stuff, which I think is great. And there's a lot of Rochdale fans who aren't happy with the Damani Mellor signing, but as I quoted before, I don't know if any of you saw on Twitter, but if Jim McNulty wants him, then I want him, because he's not made any mistakes so far this season. In his interview at the beginning of the season, he said, I will only have good characters around the club and in my football team. Get the bad apples out. I only want positive characters, and I want this team to be together. So that's good enough for me, the fact that Jim McNulty wanted him back. The only problem is, I think with us getting him, we might not get Keane Hayes, even though I don't think we will anyway. But that little bit of glimmer of hope now has kind of gone from me. I'm hoping we pull off some miracle, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I think with Damani Mellor, we do need someone like him, because obviously Ian Henderson, he is getting older now. We didn't expect him to play so many games. They've had no choice but to, because obviously we've got that many injuries. Devante Rodney with his hamstring, massive blow for us. Obviously, as well, Cairo Mitchell, who was our top leading goal scorer, he had an ankle injury. A Chegbelin, what happened with him the other week. So, yeah, we're getting very limited.
How is he, Shah? Is he all right now? Or
yeah,
a injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The club have came out and said apparently he did get discharged that same night from hospital. It looked worse than it actually was, but it does have to obviously have a few more tests and stuff just to see if there's anything else. But obviously it's a lot more positive than we all first thought, because we thought it was a spinal injury, which obviously would have been a massive blow. But yeah, he's obviously recovering, so fingers crossed it gets better soon. But yeah, to be fair, even though we shouldn't really be where we are in the league, but obviously with our squad depth and everything, Jim McNulty's just pulling off miracles. And I actually said it on my Twitter as well a couple of weeks ago. I would love to see what he could do with like a decent budget, what our past managers got. Robbie Stockdale in particular, he was given a massive budget, but he didn't utilize it in the right way. So it's just sad that Jim McNulty's obviously hasn't been given this budget because we can't afford it, but just the miracles that he's doing with his squad. And it's really nice to see after the last couple of seasons where we have been struggling, but there's been a bit of a divide between the players and the fans and stuff. Just how much this group of players, they are so likeable. And yeah, it's really enjoying to watch. And I just want to give another shout out as well to a loan signing who has gone back to his parent club now, Claco Adora. He's a young lad who we had on loan from Derby. And as much as obviously he didn't really break through into our first team, we saw him now and again. He didn't really play that many games. And when he did, he did struggle a bit, but he always gave 100% effort. His attitude was absolutely brilliant. It was such a breath of fresh air as well. Like, always had time for fans, always had time for like the young kids as well. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to him because obviously, even though he has gone back to his parent club now, because we signed Kyron Gordon, who's a defender as well, and he can play right back that position. I think we have done that to obviously free up a wage to obviously get Damani Mellor in now for a position we do need. We've got Ferguson coming back from injury. We've got some of our other defenders coming back from injury. So it was the right thing to do. But yeah, I just wanted to say, because I know you hear a lot of bad things about footballer these days and bad attitudes, but he was honestly such a breath of fresh air for such a young lad. So if anybody comes across this who is a Derby fan, then shout out to him. Really nice lad. Really nice lad. Because a lot of footballers do get like, they do get negative like things, don't they, say towards them, and bad attitudes. And I know some of them do, but people are only human at the end of the day. You get that in life, like wherever you are, don't you? You get good people, you get your bad people. But yeah, he was honestly, for such a young lad, it was so lovely.
I think as well with football and footballers, and it goes through all the levels. Is people don't really understand what goes on behind closed doors and how the systems work and the setups. And, you know, you could even be playing a game, for example, and a player does a certain thing that people might be angry with him doing on the pitch, but he's done it for a certain reason that others don't understand. They set it up every day. And there's so much that goes into it. And a lot of people just don't understand it, and they have certain opinions on it, really. And that's the thing about football. You know, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. You know what I mean?
I love it. Absolutely love that. And as Mr. Luke said in the chat as well, it is the FA Trophy this weekend. And obviously, they did beat us Gateshead. So congratulations to them.
Do you not have a game this weekend then?
I'm so happy though, because it just gives our players a little bit of a break. Because
2 weeks unbeaten.
I know. Honestly, they're just absolutely running on fumes at the minute, and you can tell, as much as they are giving 100% and we are getting these results, I just don't want anything bad to happen to them or any injuries and stuff. So I am really glad they have got a bit of a break.
You would think as well, as much as you won't want it to happen, Sean, and great that you're back in the playoffs as well, by the way. But you've mentioned McNulty there doing such a good job on a shoestring. There's going to be teams that are going to notice that, aren't there? You know, and if Rochdale don't, and we really hope, we've just said about Hart, but we really hope Rochdale find that investment. The job that this lad's done, bearing in mind he's had, you know, a packet of skips to spend, you know what I mean, all season. And this team's still fighting for playoffs. I think it's a magnificent achievement. So fair play to them. And, you know, considering how many, you know, we run about, like, you know, managers who've been around, you know, we mentioned before, you know, Carl Robinson, who seems to be just around all the time.
Yeah.
It's good to see, you know, young managers do well. So fair play to him. I think he's done a fantastic job. And he you know, you can always go, you know, Chesterfield are going to win the league and all that, and their manager will probably win manager of the year. But for someone who's, like I say, he's had pittance to spend, and you guys should be in the bottom half. You know what I mean? Considering the team you got on paper, and you're up there battling. You know what I mean? A couple of wins away, and you can consolidate. So fair play, and yeah, as you said, please somebody put the money into Rochdale. It's another one of these clubs, isn't it? That you want to see do well. You really do.
Honestly, this is how much bad luck as well Jim McNulty's having. So I think I've mentioned him a couple of times now. George Never is a 17-year-old defender, and he's absolutely solid in our back line. Crystal Palace, we're in for him, is now out for 8 weeks. So that was like our payday in January. And now that's gone because he's injured for 8 weeks. So it's just things like that. And, when you just think, I just want Jim McNulty to catch a break. And obviously Rochdale as a whole and as fans. But even though all this is happening and just what he's doing, I love him. Honestly, I absolutely adore that man. And it's one of them things where it's not the easiest job as well. And he's just took it all in his stride, never complains. If you watch his interviews as well, he'll come out, he'll say it as it is, and he'll be like, yeah, we didn't play well, blah, 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 but he'll always protect his players. He never throws anyone under the bus. And I think I've just said it so many times. I'm in awe of him.
I'm well happy you're up there. That's great. Because I remember saying to you when you came down, I was like, you'll get back to EFL eventually. It always happens. You'll get there. It's great to see you up there. And Oldham as well. Jesus. Oldham were in there.
They were at the bottom. They were like bottom at the start of the year until they got rid of Unsworth. And then they've got
Mickey Mellon. Mickey Mellon's a brilliant manager in that league. He did it with Tranmere as well.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, Chesterfield are absolutely smashing that league, aren't they? What? They've got 65 points. What?
This made me laugh. Have you seen this Graham's foot? Carl Robinson is around all the time except match days when he's only around for a few minutes.
15 minutes.
That guy, honestly, he needs to become like a board of director or something. You know what I mean?
I'll just put as well, Rochdale and Oldham are the teams. I am glad seeing them doing well. Hopefully Southend join them near the top. Yeah, I do as well. We've got our very own Sam as well. Absolutely lower league. Absolutely fantastic. Hello, everybody. But yeah, just looking at the national, I nearly said League One then. I've got League One on my mind. I don't know why. I know. We're not that far up yet. We've come down a little bit since then.
You'll be there soon.
In obviously first place, no changes. We have Chesterfield on 65 points. Bromley are in second on 56 points. Barney are in third on 55 points. And then fourth, we have Solihull Moors on 46 points. We have Altrincham in fifth on 43 points. Oldham in sixth on 42 points. And then obviously we are there, seventh on 41 points. And then in relegation, we have Ebbsfleet on 27 points. We have AFC Fylde in 22nd on 25 points. Oxford City are 23rd on 24 points. And then Kidderminster, unfortunately, are bottom, bless them, on 20 points. And that is the National League. And the end of football talk.
It's done. Do you know what? That was really good fun tonight. I really enjoyed that.
It really was.
Flew over that, hasn't it? It's flown over.
I tell you, we're the dream team. We're the dream team, really, aren't we?
Just don't tell Nick and Claire then.
Yeah, sorry, Nick and Claire.
Mr. Lucas put as well. Good luck to everyone on Saturday. Roll on Saturday. Up the heat. But yeah, that is the end of the football talk. But you can find us obviously next week as well, talking more football. I'll be happy again because Dale won't be playing as well, which is good. So we are unbeaten, like Ant said, for 2 weeks. But Ant, if anybody wants to find you, where can they find you on the socials?
Apart from in Newcastle on Saturday night.
We won't tell anyone that.
I'll be wearing a hat.
He's not.
I'll be wearing a hat and sunglasses. I'll be in disguise. You can find us on Twitter or X or whatever the hell Elon Musk calls it these days. I'm at @_Waterson. Also, if you want to follow any of my podcasts, I am at Roper Report. I'm at Howie Pod, which is the Southern Women podcast, which we're getting Freya, who does our WSL one. We're doing a couple of collabs over the next couple of weeks because we play Villa, which is going to be mint. And it's the FA Cup weekend for the women's league this week. So good luck to everyone in the northeast playing, apart from Newcastle, obviously. Because they got Man United, so that'll be what a game that's going to be for them. So actually, good luck to them, to be honest. But yeah, good luck to all the northeast teams playing in that, especially Sunderland versus Southampton, which is going to be a mint game. So yeah, that's everything. Go
and give him a follow.
Yes, please.
Yes. Do it. And Matt, Barley, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, look, if you want to go and follow the most positive Stevenage football club supporter in the world, Yeah, I'm trying to remember what my handle is. At Farley SFC 1994. Go and give that a follow. The podcast, if you want to go listen to the Stevenage Football Club podcast, just whacking at TSFC podcast. The episodes are coming out every single week. We love to do 2 or 3 because Stevenage are up the top in League One. So please, go and give those a follow and a listen. That would be that'd be much appreciated.
Definitely drop him a follow and subscribe, 100%. And if anybody wants to find me, I am SharXRAFC, and that is on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm also my Her Game 2 stuff. If you want to follow that, it's Rochdale HGT on all of the same socials. And the most important ones, the Absolute Football Podcast. The socials for us are on Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. YouTube and Twitch, it's Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, it's Absolute Football Pod. On Threads and Instagram, it's Absolute Football Podcast.
Is Threads still a thing?
I don't know. It just kind of disappeared, didn't it? All the hype and then
Never
it just
used
went.
it,
On Facebook, it's the Absolute Football Podcast. You can catch the team on Mondays with the Premier League show, WSL show on Wednesdays, and of course our lower league on Thursdays, and all of them are at 8:30. And hopefully you will have a break from me because I bet you're all sick of me. I've done a stint this week. I've done all 3 shows, so I do apologise to everyone watching.
Superstar.
You need a break. You need a break from my chat, don't you? Me awful accent.
There's nothing wrong with that accent. Everyone's going to be more northern now because they've had you for a whole week.
I know, for all 3.
Everyone's going to be like, oh, have you seen what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
What absolute superstar. 3 in a week.
3 in
Wow.
a week.
3. So
That
I've
is
got Premier
incredible.
League, WSL and Championship, and obviously our lower league.
Is there one, Charlotte, that you... Oh, it's going to be a really horrible question for you to answer, but is there one that you enjoy more?
There is one I enjoy more, and I think it's this one because I can talk Rochdale as well. This is my favourite. I love them all, and I love the people and all of them, but I think this is my favourite because it's just... I just love lower league football.
Yeah, makes
My
sense.
passion more, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love them all. I do love them all and all the people on it.
You've got
Not
to say
got
as
favourites.
I've got to say as well, big up to obviously I watched yesterday's, and I thought yesterday's was a hell of a show. So it's great to have the WSL and the Championship on as well. It's great to see that we've gone down that route as well, because there still isn't that many, considering how big women's football is becoming now. There still isn't that much where you can talk about it. So obviously I do a podcast regarding the team, but it's good to see it a whole broad and horizon. I really enjoyed that. So, and obviously the Premier League one is still amazing as well. So we're just mint, aren't we? We're just class.
I know, we're just going everywhere, aren't we? This really made me laugh as well from Graham. It's put Fred's is like the distant aunt in the family. Every now and then you remember they're there.
Yeah. Literally. I've never even used Threads. I've never even had a look at it, mate. Honestly.
I just want to know which aunt Graham doesn't like.
Yeah.
You can think of that. Aunt Sylvia from Tranmere.
You can message us privately, Graham, if you don't want to say it in case
She hasn't given me a Christmas card for 4 years, bitch.
Funny. And Sam has put Fred's is dead, but obviously we've all spoke about football today, but it would not be the same without everyone in the chat. I can't name every one of you because there's so many, but yeah, we appreciate your support on all 3 shows as well. It's not just the one show, so, and all your kind messages. So thank you so much. It would not be the same without you. And yeah, that's it for us tonight. Good luck with everyone in the football teams at the weekend, and yeah, have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Awesome.